So, Chancellor, we think,
Brag first.
I will brag, but before I brag, Chancellor, I'll give you a minute to think about this, but we think we need your words of wisdom. But before I do, I call you, my Vice-Chancellor instructed me to brag. Now, if my Vice-Chancellor instructs me to brag, I will not say no. But what I'm going to say is the great success that we have in terms of throughput in our foundation phase program, which is really not happening in many programs in this country, and it's 78% more or less of students finish their degree in 4 years, and that is unheard of. And one asks yourself why. There are many, many reasons, and I'm not going to go into all the reasons, but one of the main reasons that I must single out is the dedication and commitment of the staff involved. So I need to salute them. So, Chancellor, please.
Well, thank you very much for granting me a few moments to say a few words. Vice-Chancellor and our very special guests, partners who support the University of Johannesburg, and to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. My mind is working very fast because I have to order my thoughts and speak as I'm thinking. But as Chancellor as a very proud Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg, I don't often come to the campus, but I can say that on each visit to the campus, it has always been a special experience. And the experience of being here today just joins the others that I've had, whether it is to preside over a graduation and witness the happiness and the sense of achievement among the parents and the students and the teachers, all in support of those graduating. It is always a most affirming experience. This leads me to say then that this is the second time I'm visiting this particular facility. The first time was a lot of things were still being put together, and it was wonderful to return today and see that the furniture has been put in, the computers are now there, and work that has been going on, still continues, and the pace is increasing. And the first time that I visited, the classroom that we entered, they were learning the language of mathematics. I remember vividly. Today was another language, the language of Sesotho. So I had occasion to talk to some of the readers. They were reading an assignment in the library, and I asked them, what are you doing? They say, we're learning to read in Sesotho. And there was this, and I immediately spoke to them, we had a conversation in Sesotho. But there was this one boy who seemed, who wore a face of discontentment. And I spotted him, and I said, what about you? Are you also in this lesson? And he said, his answer was, Mina ngingumZulu. So I say, that makes two of us. But I know Sesotho too, and I can speak it as, in fact, better than my Zulu. It's really nice to learn Sesotho. Are you enjoying learning Sesotho? So then we got a smile for the first time, from him. But I was fascinated that there was a sort of a dynamics around identity. I thought, and I was asking him, so where does it come from? And obviously, the others, I won't tell, maybe I can tell you the one last one about this experience. So I'm about to leave, and I say, how I speak to the Zulu, the Zulu, and he say, how are you doing? He says he doesn't understand Sesotho very well. But the others say, no, he knows, So he is still persisting in asserting his identity. But it was quite a fascinating thing, which I think in a very unexpected kind of way speaks to our country in a very profound way, because we are all busy finding ourselves. And we all come to this big country from different perspectives and backgrounds with certain assumptions about the world out there. And all the time, I think this is a South African experience. All the time in South Africa today, your assumptions are collapse all the time, because you think you know something with some prior experience, and as you interact with other people, it's different. So there is a fundamental process of unlearning that is going on among South Africans, which goes hand in hand with learning something new again. And that speaks to why several things that were said when Professor Hravet was talking about the school, and this was also picked up upon by Professor Henning, about coming to do something and you are not quite sure where you are going and why but you find out along the way because you are keen to know, you are keen to be engaged, and things work themselves out. And I think this also speaks to why UJ has invested so much in Soweto. And I just finished 2 days ago reading a book called Deep Sword by Anton Harber. And it gets me to ask you a quiz question. Where would you like to be a mayor of Johannesburg or of Deep Sword? It's easy to be a mayor of Johannesburg, believe me, than it would be to be the mayor of Deep Sword, because Deep Sword came out of nowhere and is a huge metropolis. And if you are like me and you believe in that the future of South Africa, the ultimate future of South Africa is going to be determined in what we call the townships today, simply because more than 60% of the population lives there. If you don't work with the statistics, you work only with in your imagination, the people in the cities, you are living in an unreal world, because everything is going to happen there. And UJ and institutions like UJ have gotten in there first, and they will be here for the long haul to reshape South Africa's livelihood. And I think this is what really makes me really proud to be associated with this institution, and also grateful to be associated with all the partners who are here supporting this wonderful enterprise. There is no reason to doubt that we will succeed. All of us who are here will come back in a year or two to see how much just has been achieved within a short space of time. Let's all go there and keep our hope and pride in this institution going forward. And thank you very much.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.